Hello everybody and welcome to another Map and Lens video. Hope you're all doing well. You join me on a very blustery A171 Moor Road which leads Middlesbrough out towards the Yorkshire coast. Now when looking back at some of the videos that we've done in the past and bits and bobs and such, it does seem to me that we reference food and eating quite a lot on this channel, both in places that we've been or things that we want to eat or places that we want to go that have food related references. And potentially it's a bit of a problem. I should probably get myself checked, but when thinking of ideas about videos that you guys might find interesting, I thought about linking that sort of food obsession, shall we say, with some sort of biker videos. So what I thought might be interesting is if we were to have a little series of Map and Lens videos where we go and visit some of the local biker cafes. Bit of a ride out, a little bit of me talking nonsense on the ride, bit of food, bit of a ride back, and it kind of seemed like a fairly apt thing to do. Bear in mind the, like I say, bear in mind the amount of times food comes up on these rides. So, this is going to be the first one. And this involves something that we refer to locally as the Whistlestop Run, and that is because there is a cafe just by the station in Whitby, which I think I've probably included in one of my videos before, even if it was just a drive past, where a lot of the local bikers frequent on a Thursday evening. So that's what I thought we'd do today. So we're going to bop along the Moor Road at 171. We're going to end up at the Whistlestop, grab a cup of coffee and a little bit of something to eat, and then we're going to head back. So that should be quite pleasant, hopefully. I don't know whether the mic can pick this up very well, but it's a beautiful evening in every possible way, with the exception of the wind, which is absolutely horrendous. But there you go. Anybody who's done any watching of any videos on my channel so far, wind won't be a surprise to you guys, because whenever I get the bike out, the wind suddenly seems to start from absolutely nowhere. Now I did this ride a couple of weeks back. Was another one of my confidence builders after the, let's call it an incident, and I didn't bother bringing the camera with me in the evening. I just had a little bit of a ride with no pressure and a bit of concentration on what I was doing. And hopefully what we will see, or what you guys will see, is an abundance of fairly nice bikes. I would say, a slow rider, and that's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm not in a race, and I'm too young and too inexperienced for anything else. So I'm happy with that. But what you will probably see is an abundance of very nice, very fast, very well ridden bikes coming bombing past me and coming back past the other way at different intervals on the ride. So hopefully there'll be some a bit of entertainingness for you there. There's nothing like grabbing a gear that's not there. There you go. In hindsight, it might have been sensible to pop the old windscreen up a little bit, actually, because it's in its lowest position at the minute, and therefore doing very little. Hey, there you go. He'd have that level of confidence. He's on a naked as well, completely exposed and absolutely flying. He's another fella. Another guy on a naked bike bombing past. Hey, how do they do it? And when we get to the Whistlestop Café, we'll see if we can get a little bit of, see if I can get the phone out and take a bit of footage of some of the bikes there. See what sort of things we've got. There was a vast selection last time I was there. We had everything from full-on super bikes, some Hayabusas, the obligatory adventure bikes, both GS's and some of the Japanese versions. And then what else did we have? Oh, we had a couple of Harleys were there as well. Seemed to be a little mini Harley club around about. It's always good to see. And I think there were some British retros as well. So yeah. Found myself a lot on the road trip up to Scotland, apologising to my wife a fair bit for sloppy gear changes and not the smoothest throttle action that one could achieve, but it's all part of learning. Oh, I did that high-pitched voice thing. Let's try that one again. It's all part of learning. There we go, it's better. See the sea down there, hopefully in the distance? Need to avoid the old temptation for picking up an ice cream whilst we're out here. Trying to lose weight, man. Trying. Two and a half stone off so far. Fairly chuffed with that. Not convinced that this little series of videos that I'm going to try and create around biker cafes is going to assist that much, but we'll see. Maybe he's got a salad. Yeah, I'm thinking not. Thinking of talking points. How many bikes do we think we need in a garage? What's the optimum amount? In my mind I'm thinking, realistically, 3. Perfect world, 5. You need a tourer, I would have said, as 1. Personally for me, love something retro, so I'd like something retro. Maybe a Norton or something like that. You're going to need an adventure bike, realistically. Well, no, let's say an adventure bike. On top of that, something nice and light, so you can practice a bit of off-roading, a bit of green laning, you know, help with your bike control, you know, get used to how to handle something if it skids or if it breaks away. And then I guess something quick if you want to start doing a bit of track days. So that's 5. That's what I'm thinking. Don't know if it's worth asking the question as well. Money was no object. What bike would you have? What would be your choice? We spend a lot of time in life, don't we, buying things as there have to be compromises. It has to do multiple things, one of which is be affordable and insurable. And also, if you're like me and starting out on your riding career, it's got to be sensible as well. Getting on some GSXR or something would, I think, be a big mistake with my skill level at the minute. Although, yes, granted, it only goes as fast as you want it to, but I don't know. It wouldn't seem like a very sensible choice to me, speaking of which. So dream bike, what would I have? What would I really like? I quite like the look of the Indian FTR, little flat tracker. Big fan of the way that looks. That's like a 1200, so again, need to be a bit better before I'm in a position where I'm ready for something like that, I think. So something that's a bit more manageable with that same sort of vibe. Thing I've been sort of fawning over the most recently in websites and eBay and Auto Trader is the CCM Spitfire flat tracker, which to me is absolutely stunning. If I've got any editing ability, I'll pop these bikes up on the screen. Just, I'm sure you all know what they are, but doesn't hurt to pop them on for anybody that doesn't. And to me, that's a gorgeous looking bike. Only got a little, I think it's 680cc, something like that engine. Single, I think it's from Husqvarna. So much more about the fun and lightweight that one is than sheer power, but that's my kind of bike all over, I think. Here we go. So, train station on the right hand side there, just behind those arches. End of the line as well, this part is this particular bit of line anyway, it doesn't go anywhere any further than this. And we can already see there's a fair few bikes, car park over there to the right. There we go. Oh, it's a busy one. Might struggle to get in, I think, tonight. We can but try. With the weather being as nice as it was, the car park was absolutely stuffed, full of bikers, and a massive selection of different bikes. Took a little tootle through, had a bit of a spin round, but as there was nowhere to get a parking space, thought we'll pop off while the weather was nice and see if we can't get a little picture of the bike somewhere to go towards the thumbnail. Right, where's a good spot for an NT photo? Oh, I'm thinking right there near those boats. Now I think this is the marina car park, but as we're not actually going to be stopping here, I'm just going to get a cheeky pic. I can't see anybody objecting. Just for a second. If I've got any camera abilities whatsoever, I could probably set this up. In such a way where I can cut out those cones. I will put these back, guys, but I'm just going to move them for the photo. Because to get my big stupid head out of the way. There we go. Right. The Whistlestop Café. Bikers nights on a Thursday night, but it's a great place to visit anytime you're in the Whitby area. So, Whistlestop Café, cool place to come if you want to see some bikes, loads of different types, loads of different sorts, loads of different bikers, everybody's dead nice and wants to play. As I often do at these places, met another person who used to have an NT, all very chatty, lots of good tips and advice about the right sort of tyres and just how to look after and stuff, so it was really good. Fried egg sandwich, awesome, super tasty, and it's still a gorgeous night. Whitby Abbey there behind us, and replica of the Endeavour behind us as well. So all in all, a top night, but time to head back now. Join you back on the road. Back on the bike and just heading back up and out of Whitby. It's enjoyable, that. It's nice being around all the other bikes and seeing all the other stuff that other people have got. Some cool stuff there, I have to say. There's a couple of higher boosters. Obviously the reputation of those things speaks for itself. It was a really nice, it was fairly modern. It was like a 2019 Ducati. We had a little fairing on the front, made it look like an old style cafe racer. That was badass, looked really nice. And what else did we see? Loads and loads of like GSXRs and S1000 Beamers, and it's a really nice Thruxton as well, which looks fairly modern, which is really nice. So yeah, all in all, some really nice bikes there, very enjoyable. So that's the first of what's going to be a series of food based places that we have a little trip to. In line with the opinion piece I asked a while back about the low fairings and the exhaust, the old NT owner, I call him old because his bike's up for sale and he's got a Yamaha now. He was very much in the camp of doesn't really like the low fairing and not a fan of the slightly louder exhaust, so it's definitely an each to their own. But for me, I like the idea of doing something to your bike or your car just to make it a bit your own, and for me, I think the sound of the bike and the feel of the bike is part and parcel of riding. Well, that's what I think in the small time I've been riding, and I just didn't get that from the NT to start with. You know, she was really quiet, I guess by design because she's a tourer, and I just wanted something that gave it a little bit more of that visceral experience, and I think the exhaust does. And fairing wise, I absolutely love the look. I think she looks a little bit more meaner, and also not only do I think that it improves the looks, it also has the other benefit, I think, of covering some of the lower frames in. So, you know, if there is crap and crud on the road, or if I end up riding her through the winter a little bit, having bits of the frame covered with a fairing can only help with hopefully keeping the rust and other bits and bobs at bay. So, I don't know, for me it's a win-win. Like the looks, and it gives that little bit of protection. So I guess the plan for the next bit of video is I need to find the next biker cafe that's a nice ride away from where I live, and then head out to there and see what their fried egg sandwiches are like, I guess. Traditionally I probably would have gone for a bit of bacon or sausage in there or something like that, but kind of had a realisation at the beginning of the year that I've probably eaten more bacon and sausage in my 42 years on the planet so far than I probably should have, so I should probably try and cut back a little bit. So just the egg. So think of this as what's this series going to be? It's going to be me riding out, talking nonsense, but also it's going to be a review of fried egg sandwiches. Who doesn't want that in their life? What would I give that fried egg sandwich? Out of 10, I'd say that's a solid 7. The egg itself was nice. It was, as they call it up here, risky, which means that the yolk was still running, which to me is the absolute requirement of a fried egg sandwich. A fried egg sandwich without a runny egg to me is utterly pointless. It came with both red and brown sauce, so you can take your preference, make your choice. So that was quite nice. And also, it's not one of those places that charges for sauce, which seems to be a thing that places do these days. 20 pence, 30 pence, 40 pence for a bit of sauce. Seems crazy. But that place didn't. So yeah, so solid 7, good starter. How could it have been improved? They were busy tonight, so it was a bit of a wait. So I'd already finished my coffee before the sandwich arrived, but that's just what happens when places get busy in the popular, so you can't really fault them for that. Other than that, yeah, no, it was all good. Good solid starter for 7, I think. out here. North York Moors, absolutely stunning part of the world. It's the only thing with the GoPro's lens, it makes everything look like it's, you know, a long way away in the distance. You kind of lose a little bit of the grandeur of it. I certainly noticed that watching back our Scottish footage from the road trip, you know. Some of the mountains that we were riding round and through and all that were really fairly grand and spectacular, and then you look at the GoPro and they barely look like a small hill. Right, well, I think that we're coming to the end of sort of what you would call the Moor Road now, and we're going to head back down Burke Brow, which if anybody again has watched a previous video, the confidence builder one, that's I came up Burke Brow on that video, so now we're going to go back down it. But I think, to be honest, that's probably as much of the nice scenery as you're going to get. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're out that way towards Whitby on your bike, stop into the Whistlestop. It's a great place. Lots of good bikers around there as well. Nice roads, nice people, nice place to stop and grab a bite or even just a cup of coffee. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like these videos, please give us a subscribe. It's always helpful. And a like's always appreciated. And you know, any comments that you've got, pop them in the underneath the video, and I'll do my best to respond to everyone I can and answer any questions that you guys have got. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.